It's one of the milestones, I think, for every designer here in New York to be able to design for the Rockettes. And not many of us have done it. So the fact to have dresses still there.
No pressure.
No pressure. Oh, pressure. Because the timeline, it's fast. My name is Emilio Sosa, and I am a costume designer.
The Rockettes are an incredible group of women that are incredible dancers who really work at precision dance. They create such a spectacular thing with formations. No matter where you are in the line, you're always going to kick your toe to your eye. That's what gives the uniformity to our kick line.
The Radio City Rockettes Christmas Spectacular is a quintessential New York holiday tradition. They've performed in every Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade since 1957.
Have very fond memories of the parade and very cold memories of the parade. It was snowing one morning, so we were literally out there in halter costumes, and you could just feel the snow hitting your back, and you're like, I'm not cold at all. You just press on, you know? Being here at Radio City and across from Rockefeller Center with the Christmas tree, we are the epicenter of Christmas, so I think you can't help but feel some Christmas joy when you're in this area.
This year's Spectacular features 9 numbers, each with its own costume.
How do you design 36 individual ladies to look unison as one? Each dress is custom created for each dancer. One thing that I learned when you work with the Rockettes is one phrase that I was told is like, you can fix one, you can't fix 80.
The Rockettes may look identical, but in fact, every costume is unique. In order for the dancers to appear uniform to audience members, the costumes must be custom designed for each person. In the costume shop, the dancer's waist-to-floor ratio is used to set her skirt length. Because their proportions match, the skirts look identical on stage.
It's all about math. I've learned more about the ruler working at Radio City than I did in college designing dresses, because everything is down to the millimeter. Sometimes the greatest challenge is to design for a quick change. You don't want to be that department that stops the entire production. From the moment they leave the stage to quick change and back. So things come off as they travel, and then they can just move on to the next. All of that goes into creating a magical costume that looks really simple, but is almost like a science project to create.
This is where we execute all of our quick changes in the show.
So if you look down on the floor, we'll actually have everyone's last name and the costume that corresponds to that particular Rockette. So it's really helpful not just for us, but for our dressers to know where everyone is supposed to go and to get into what costume.
They start off as Santa's reindeer. It's called Sleigh Ride. Then they move into 12 Days of Christmas. It looks like ribbon candy to me. I love it. It's got a little tutu, a lot of play, really sassy.
This is our 12 Days of Christmas costume. The mesh on the top is individually matched to each Rockette's skin tone.
And that's one thing that I really appreciate about being a Rockette. I can truly feel like my most confident self because my costume is customized and made just for me.
So these are our tap shoes that we wear in the show. And a fun fact is that all of our tap shoes have live microphones embedded in the heel of the shoe. So every tap sound that you're hearing on stage is actually us performing.
From there, we go into the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers.
It was designed in 1933 by Vincent Minnelli, Liza Minnelli's father. The style of the costume, as well as the choreography on stage, has remained unchanged since the show opened in 1933.
It's really what makes the number come to life, because you don't see their legs, but you just see legs that look like they're wooden.
For our soldier walk, we always want to keep our legs straight, so we're thinking of lifting up and landing on a flat foot. As you can see, the pants hold their shape quite well.
And then the topper is their hat, a big high hat with a big large plume on top of it, so they look much taller.
So this is our Parade of the Wooden Soldiers hat. It stands about 2.5 feet tall with the feather included. And we actually have a feather checker backstage. Make sure that feather is perfectly straight up so we can have that visual effect on stage. We like to wear this hat with the brim down past our eyebrows, so it actually makes it so that we can really only see out of our periphery for the whole number.
After Wooden Soldiers, the dancers pull off the fastest costume change in the entire show.
At the end of the Parade of the Wooden Soldiers, we hit our final salute, our finishing pose, and then there's a blackout. From that moment on, we have 78 seconds to get ourselves out of this costume and onto the next. The first step would be taking off my hat. I do this as I'm exiting stage. From there, I'm removing my cheeks, taking off my gloves, unzipping my jacket and pants, taking off my socks and shoes, and then we're changing into New York at Christmas.
Which starts with a coat, a little headpiece, and gloves, and they take that off during the number and end up in either a red or a green costume, very sparkly and shiny.
The first thing that I like to do is slip my dress on, and then I'll get my shoes on, and then sometimes I forget my muff. So I make sure that I put it on first as my dresser is also like zipping up my dress. I'll slip my earrings on as well. And then one of the last things I'll do is reach for my coat and then lastly put my gloves on.
From there, we do a number that's a multiplying Santa number. There are 48 Santas on the stage.
This is why they encourage us to do weight training. We actually have an amazing athletic training department here founded by a former Rockette. She has given us a lot of exercises and built this whole routine for us to do before the season. So when we put on this kind of costume, which weighs 10 pounds, we're ready for it. We want to make sure that we're giving our best each and every time.
Can you just set it down?
It's okay. It's okay.
I got it.
Good.
It's so heavy.
From there, they go into the ragdoll number where they play ragdolls.
This is a number when the Rockettes are all in Santa's workshop. Features this beautiful red bow. The idea is that we're going to be given as a gift to a little girl named Ellie in the show. It's definitely one of my favorites to have fun with.
We actually wear the same red cloth cheeks for this number that we do for Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. And in one season, we can go through over 30,000 of those cheeks.
These are one of our red cheeks that we'll wear for both Ragdolls and Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. And we'll just have a piece of double stick tape on the back of it, and then we'll just place it just like that. In addition to the cheeks, we'll have a pair of glasses, and we'll also wear this really fun red wig that features a bow on top.
The glasses and the wig definitely help us get into character. Ragdolls is a little bit different from our other numbers, so we get to have more fun on stage, have a little bit more of a personality, and bring some joy.
And then Dance of the Frost Fairies.
Something really special about this costume is that every Rockette is individual and unique, just like snowflakes. There are 6 different colors and 6 different styles with different straps and necklines, so we each get to have a bit of individuality in this number. We wear these custom Leduca heels that are bedazzled with Swarovski crystals. It is one of my favorite shoes to wear. When I put these on, I truly felt like a Rockette for the first time.
Then they go into the Living Nativity, which is more of a pageant style piece, and then we end with our finale called Christmas Lights,
which debuted in the show a couple of years ago, and we've just reimagined this costume this year to celebrate the 100th. Since this is our finale number, it is at the very end of the show, and it really just shows off the athleticism and the beauty of the Rockettes.
The finale costume that's on stage now for me is just a yellow gold sequin, like a flirty skirt. But what I love about that is it was inspired by the old Christmas lights. You remember the ones with the bulbs, the red, green, and blue? So the first iteration I did was like all these like strings and lights, but as it evolved, we turned it upside down. So instead of all the energy going down, now all of the energy of the color goes up towards their faces, which is another amazing part of the dance. It's not just their legs, it's the expression. So they're always smiling, they always look happy.
The beginning of this number is one of my favorite parts of the whole show. We use our elevator system on the Radio City stage, and the Rockettes are lifted 10 feet up in the air. There's a red kabuki curtain that does a big reveal, and these costumes sparkle so beautifully on stage. It's one of the best moments.
We went through like 5 different shades of yellow, gold. Also, we did mock-up dresses. Whenever I see my dresses come up the elevator, when the first thing you see is like the top of the heads, and then you see the headdress, and then you see their lovely faces smiling, and then you start seeing the dress. For me, it's like a kid in a candy store. But if I allow myself to be in the moment with the audience, it's one of the best feelings in the world, because it is just about goodwill for all and happiness and euphoria for the last 10 minutes. And then when they do the iconic leg kicks at the end, the whole crowd goes crazy. And, you know, a little bit of my ego can say I had a small part of that. My dresses are up there helping them achieve this amazing experience for the audiences.
The Rockettes mark their 100th year this season, with a legacy of legendary designers and productions that go well beyond Christmas.
I was able to look at, like, Greg Barnes is one of the top designers here who designed some of the iconic other dresses. I went through all of the things he did, how he used color, beads, and his artistry. Then I was able to look at Bob Mackie, who's like the god of costume designers and beading. And I looked at how he used different stones, how the light captures each bead differently.
Over the years, costume designers for the Rockettes have developed a light mixing technique. They layer glitter, luster, shine, and opalescence to create a dazzling visual effect for the audience.
So we use like luster for the base of the dress. And what luster does, it just gives you like an aura, like you get like a glow. Then I went into shine, like glitter, stones. They're smaller beads, and it's just like dapples of light. And then we have opalescence. It's something that captures the light, but it just kind of bends it. It's almost like a rainbow effect. And then I think what makes one of my favorite dresses, I think of all, my gold glitter dresses, is that we use an actual chain, which is a metal. No one has ever used a metal chain to create a costume. Why am I the first designer to use metal? Because I'm crazy, I don't know. Because I wanted my dresses to be different. Because if I only had one shot, if you only had one shot to design here at Radio City, I wanted it to be an iconic dress that made it different. Here we are with two examples of my beautiful gold French dresses on these lovely ladies. And I think one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to look like the shine was just like dripping from you. That's why we have the nude mesh on top. But also the mesh, since it has shoulders, it helps with the weight of the dress. So the weight of the dress is not on your body so much. So when it moves, it also captures the light. So it's not just all frontal. It also has like that element in the back of each ribbon. There is an additional stone, but my favorite are these little wiggly chain ones here that just add weight to the dress, makes it so super, super unique and iconic to this design. And if they can move a little, you'll see how it just gives you that, and if you can hear that, that's like magic. I'll join in. They have a quick hook and eye at the back here. And then there is a hidden zipper that has a little toggle, the color of the dress. So who's ever doing the quick change can easily find the zipper. And it's that little pull that helps them just pull it down.
Surrounded by dozens of dazzling Rockette dresses, Julie shares a few of the ones she wore when she was a Rockette.
Dancing in Diamonds I wore. This was designed by Bob Mackey. This was part of a number, I think it was called Sleigh Ride. It was in the first couple years of the show that I did it. The stage was a giant carousel. We had big swan carts, and because of our 43-foot turntable, it looked like a big merry-go-round. Pizzazz I did wear, and it was on the road, and we had candy canes that we carried around too. I did wear this. This was designed by Erte. This is from an Easter show, an Eggstravaganza, I think it was called back then. Yeah, so I wore a lot of those actually.
I grew up watching the Rockettes in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it was always a dream of mine. What I love about Rockettes is that it's truly a team effort, counting the music together, breathing together to achieve the level of precision that we have on stage.
I also grew up watching the Rockettes on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but I think when I saw them on tour for the first time in middle school, I think that was the first time I said to myself that I wanted to be on that stage. So now in my 5th season, and we're celebrating 100 years of the Radio City Rockettes, it truly is a dream come true.
When you come into this building, you just feel the history of all the costume designers that came before me. So to have my work in that group means the world to me, and it's something that I never ever dreamed. But now that I'm here, it never fails to amaze me.